guys, welcome back. Happy Monday. I hope you are well and blessed. I am excited yet again to be here with you on Wake Up and Win. I hope you've been following along in this series. If you haven't, go back, check those out. If you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, join the community. If at the middle of this you feel like someone needs to know this, share it with a friend. Grab a journal, take notes. Let's start. So yesterday I was in the store and I went to buy things, obviously. But as I was getting ready to check out, there were two people already at the cashier and there was one person behind me. And suddenly I hear another cashier say, "I'll take the next person." I turn around and I make eye contact with the person behind me. The person behind me walks off and is off towards the cashier. Now I'm shocked because I'm pretty sure she said, "I'll take who's next," which would have been me. But he decides to go to the cash register. I stare at her, we make eye contact. He makes eye contact with me and he proceeds to check out. And it was in that moment I knew the world doesn't want me to be soft. This moment was a bit triggering. I was in a state of being pleasant and within an instant, I was annoyed. And all of me wanted to act on this annoyance. I thought to myself, a good day when I walked into this store. And this interaction with this gentleman can possibly ruin my day. What I wanted to say would have been aggressive, absolutely. I do remember not only just basic common courtesy happening in this world, but I also remember a time where men were very courteous to women. And for some reason, that is no longer as true as it once was. It's very easy to be aggressive. It's very easy not to act in my soft power, but to feel like I am always in a space where I have to assert or affirm myself. That is exhausting. Can I tell you that it is easier for me to maintain my peace of mind than it is for me to step out of character and be aggressive. I don't want to get into a space where I am constantly responding to the temptations of this world aggressively. Because if I get into that space, then the enemy has won. Today I want to talk about protecting your peace. I want us to maintain our soft power. What is soft power? It's the ease in life. It is your ability to continue showing grace, mercy, love in times where it is not obvious, times where it is difficult. I want to talk about the book of Jonah. I was reading Jonah last couple of nights ago, and I was struggling with the last portion of the last conversation between Jonah and God. I'll give you the quick story of Jonah. Jonah is being called by God to send a message to the people of Nineveh. He's supposed to be there to preach to them about their wickedness, for them to turn their ways. Jonah runs. He is not interested. He does not want to do this. Jonah tries to escape. God sends a storm. Jonah ends up in the belly of a whale. Jonah repents, prays to God and says, "Thank you, I'm so sorry. I'm in. I want to do this thing." God takes him out of the whale. Jonah makes his way to Nineveh, starts telling the people, "Change your ways." Come to find out, God shows them mercy and does not destroy them as he promised he would if they didn't stop. Jonah gets angry by this. And he's angry because in his mind, he's thinking, "You made me go through all of this when I knew that you would just show them mercy." And he storms off into the desert as an attempt to hide from God. And throughout his anger, God is still providing for Jonah. This one particular thing, it's a hot day, and God grew a plant that covers Jonah for shade. Jonah's feeling content. And then the next day, God sends a strong heat wind. The plant dies, and Jonah is furious. He is upset and he's ready to die. And God says to him, Jonah 4 verse 10, "But the Lord said, you have been concerned about this plant, though you did not tend it or make it grow. It sprang up overnight and died overnight. Should I not have concern for the great city of Nineveh, in which there are more than 120,000 people who cannot tell their right hand from their left, and so many animals?" I sat with that verse for a week trying to figure out what God was trying to convey to Jonah. And as I'm thinking about all of the moments in my life, if you are a giver like myself, where you've given and you've done good, but you haven't seen the reciprocity from that person, from that incident, I want to encourage you not to grow angry with people. At the end of it all, I promise you that God will always make it work for you. Might not feel that way, and it might not be from that direct person, but God has his hands and he will provide for you throughout the entire journey. Jonah fails to realize that as he is angry, God is still making provisions for him. And if God can show him concern, how is it that he can't show God's people compassion when they have lost their way? It goes further to force Jonah to think about a plant. You have more concern about a plant because it has immediate benefits to you versus a crowd of people who are lost. These people still being God's people. Don't get me wrong, it is very hard to show mercy to someone who has disappointed you. It is not easy. Because you feel like you want them to feel the pain and upset that you felt. But as people of God, you must remember that we do not have control over humans and no one belongs to us. If there's any belonging happening, it's going to be belonging to God, but it's never belonging to me, belonging to you. That doesn't happen. We can only hope that people share the same values and the same love for God as to that they won't treat us in a way that hurts us. But for people who don't share that, God wants us to extend mercy and grace. Funny thing is, Jonah being angry with God doesn't hurt God. It's hurting Jonah. So the anger you walk around with doesn't inflict itself upon the person you're angry with. You're the one carrying the anger. It is hurting you. Give it to God. Let him carry you through. See the provisions that's around you. Maintain your peace, guys. Like your peace of mind supersedes. Find your peace. Have mercy for the people who do you wrong. They're only operating at their level of love and compassion. Have something different about you where you carry love and it exudes naturally. You don't have to try. You're not fake. You're not phony. You are just a genuine, nice person. Don't lose that. Of course the world wants you to lose that. We're living in times where people want to be aggressive. I don't want to be aggressive. I want soft power. I want to maintain ease. I want to be around people where it's peaceful. I don't want to convince anyone to be anything other than they want to be. I don't want to battle. I don't want to fight. I don't want to do this by myself. Thanks, God. It is okay to be soft. It is okay to be kind. It is okay. All we're seeing is the bad in the world. Then where are we to say, hey, God is there? When is it time to see the good? Your homework. And you can leave this in the messages for me because I'd love to hear it. Make a comment. What is the good that is happening in your life? What are the things you're happy about? What is the last thing you did as a giver? How did you show up for someone? What did someone show up for you? Let me know. I want to know, what are you seeing in your day? Are you focused on God's grace and His mercy? Today is a new day filled with endless possibilities. What will you do with it? I love you, mean it. See you guys next week. Bye.